Good morning and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Kristen, and if you are coming back, well, welcome back to Centennial Roots Homestead. Today we are in the basement because it is January 5th and it is nasty outside. We've got freezing rain, sleet, possibly some snow. The temperature's in the teens, and so not a good day to be outside doing anything other than the absolute necessary chores. So all the animals are tucked in, and they've got nice deep straw and a lot of food, and they're doing fine. But I don't do so fine outside, so I'm in the basement, but I still have things to do here on the homestead. If you followed along with us, you know that we are restoring the Century Farm. We moved here about 2 years ago. This farm was homesteaded in 1867 with the Homestead Act, and my husband's family has been here on this farm working it ever since. The older generations have passed on, and so we have taken over, and we are doing all the things like our ancestors did, restoring the farm. One of the things that is exciting for us and new this year is we are going to open Centennial Roots Homestead Nursery and Greenhouse. So if you've watched any of the Instagram reels, you saw that our storefront came in. We're getting that set. We've got the electricity and water being run on the good days, and we are anticipating an opening around May 1st. So stay tuned for more detail on that. But in order to prepare for that nursery, it takes a lot of prep work behind the scenes. One of those things that I want to do with our nursery is to grow a lot of herbs and things for medicinal tinctures. We do have a medicinal tincture hands-on workshop that went over very well this last fall, but I'm wanting to grow more and more of our own ingredients for that. One of those things being ginger. Now, ginger is more of a tropical plant grown from a rhizome, and in order to grow that in our zone 6B, we do have to start that indoors early as we can. It needs about 9 to 10 months growing season, and we do not have that outside here in zone 6B. So I am going to start it in grow bags today. My grow bags are, I think, a 5-gallon grow bag. I have filled them about 2/3 full with just some potting soil, just some of that bulk mix that I get from a local nursery or greenhouse here. So I filled them about 2/3 full, and the reason for that being that I'm going to put these on heat mats. In order for this ginger to sprout, it needs to be nice and warm. So that's why we're here in the basement, so that I can control the temperature, the light, and the heat. Now, when you grow ginger, you can get it from the local big box store. I would make sure that it is organic in nature. I got this at a natural grocer about an hour from us, and I just picked some nice big rhizomes. One thing that you want is to see if these little knobs here are starting to sprout. And so I picked out ones that I thought looked fairly decent. I'll try to get a close-up here for you. And that's what we're looking for, are those little nubs starting to poke out. A nice firm skin, not real soft and squishy. And so depending on what you read, some people recommend breaking them into like 1 to 2 inch pieces, letting that piece that you've broken scar over, and then planting them. Other people just plant them as they are, and that's what I'm going to do today in these 2 separate grow bags. Now, the reason that I love ginger is because it can be used for so many things medicinally, and it's one of those that is not as controversial as others may be as far as holistic medicine goes. You can even get onto Harvard University's website. You can get onto the National Institute of Health, WebMD. All of these things will tout the benefits of ginger medicinally as well as culinary. But it's interesting that it's not really argued that it is safe and effective. It's used mostly for things like nausea in early pregnancy or nausea in chemotherapy. But it's also a great anti-inflammatory, so it can work on things like rheumatoid arthritis or just general aches and pains. It reduces the inflammation. It helps the motility of the gut, and so it moves things through quicker. It's also has studies proven to lower blood pressure, blood sugar. And so it's just a good all-around herb to use, or spice. You can use it fresh like this. You can just slice it up and use it. You can grind it, chop it, dry it. You can use it in powder form. If you don't like that kind of savory, spicy taste, you can also put it in capsule form and use it that way. Not quite as potent as used fresh, but it still is fantastic. So the goal for us, again here, is to get some growing, and I'm just going to set these in the ground about 2 inches under the soil. I'm going to get them on grow mats or heat mats. I'm going to keep them moistened. They do like to be moist, but not overly saturated. And then we'll see if we can get these to go ahead and sprout for us. Then as it approaches our last frost date this spring, hopefully I'll have some good starts and I'll be able to plant those out at the nursery and let them finish growing out outdoors. And then we'll harvest them in time for our medicinal tincture workshop this fall. So we'll get started planting. I'll take you all along here. This is what I bought. About a pound, pound and a half. I didn't weigh it out for sure, but in my grow bag here, I'm simply going to just find about, I'm going to go down about 2 inches and just cover that up. It's really simple. You want a nice loose soil down about 2 inches. I'm just kind of making a circle here, kind of so I know where my rhizomes are, covering them up. I'll put this small piece. You can see it's already starting. So we'll just add it in a couple inches down. Looks like I got some old something. I do reuse my potting soil from time to time, just adding some of our homemade compost, i.e. goat poop, chicken poop, whatever we've got here on the farm. We seem to generate a lot of compost. And so here in the other bag, we'll just again find some nice starts already. Go down about 2 inches. Now turmeric can be grown the same way in our zone, just simply by buying some organic starts or rhizomes and putting them in the ground about 2 inches and covering them up. So guys, that's all there is to it. We've got them started, and I'll get them on the grow mats here in the basement, and I'll bring you back and update you once we see some sprouts started. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow along with us. We've got a lot planned as far as growing this nursery out this year. I also have ordered in several different types of elderberry starts, which should be probably harvested this month and sent to me, as well as the ones that we have started here. So I'm excited to take you along for that. My other winter projects include getting more rag rugs done on the loom, and we're hoping to also host a workshop on the loom sometime this year, so be on the lookout for that. Well, thanks guys for following along on this dreary, cold January day. I'll keep you updated.